All right, this is going to be the video on building the wish machine inside your body. If you want to manifest money, business success, relationships, health, radiant vitality, all of it has to do with this one thing that is the make or break best thing that I know of that no other manifestation teacher talks about because they don't know it. They've never been exposed to it. It's not vision boards. It's not just another meditation technique. This is not wishful thinking. This is an ancient Taoist practice. And I'm going to share it with you today. It's basically just a three-pronged approach. Stay till the end of this video. I'm going to give you all of it, 100% free, no strings attached, and no warranty either.
Feel the fire, see the dream, code of stars in my bloodstream. This is power, not just invention. This is life in the destiny engine.
This is the thing that if you struggle with blockages of any kind for abundance coming into your life, or you feel that you might be a little bit dim in your attraction for people, things, money, you name it. If your health is in a little bit of a funk, this is the thing that is gonna fix you right up. So I've been a little bit hesitant to make this video because I've only recently discovered this, and I've been manifesting successfully for a while now, but this is the thing that in recent weeks has made all the difference in what's been coming into my life. So after consistent practice, just a few minutes a day, things have started to snowball, and I now feel confident that I could at least show you the basics of this, although I'm not quite a master, but this is 100% the sauce. So I found this because I was studying Spring Forest Qigong. There was a guy on the interwebs back in the 2000s that was claiming he was using Taoist wizardry to have mutual climaxes at a distance while meditating with members of the opposite sex. And he was the best marketing, I think, that Spring Forest Qigong had ever gotten to that point. And love him or hate him, he stirred up a controversy wherever he went and introduced a lot of people to the healing arts and to the tantric side of things. But that's how I discovered Spring Forest Qigong. I was interested in the esoteric, the occult, Taoist wizardry. I didn't realize was a thing until I heard of Drew Hempel. But I have been following Grandmaster Chun Yi Lin ever since maybe 2017 is when I first bought the DVDs for the Level 1 Healing. But I've also been, for a number of years, subscribed to his Chi Talks, where he does these chi emitting lectures and gives some technique on getting your energy right. And there's, pound for pound, like, it's the most valuable thing I think I've ever been involved in. But he also sort of undersells, I think deliberately, what he teaches, because it's very, very powerful, and he teaches it in such a simple way that if you don't really pay attention, you might even almost miss it. And so me as a manifestation coach, like this is the thing, I even missed it at the time. I didn't really give this the practice that it deserved. And this was the simple thing that I did for a few minutes a day based on Master Chunyi Lin's instruction that has shifted my life completely. And we're talking like I meet people all the time that I never would have met before, that they bring opportunities into my life that I never would have encountered. And I'm lucky in ways that I've never experienced before. And synchronicities occur that are in excess of anything that's ever happened in my life. And it's just, I'm getting into this energy of right place at the right time, and this just dance with the universe that I don't really even have to consciously think about. It's just attracted to me because of this one. I don't even want to say it's a technique, okay? So let me break it down for you, because there's the technique of like what you're gonna do, but it becomes more a state of being, because this becomes part of you. You know what I mean? So enlightenment in the Taoist sense, it's not Western enlightenment. It's not a thinking game. It's not thinking your way to enlightenment. It's actually building up energy in your body that stays with you. So if you think you suck at meditation, if you think you suck at visualization, or you can't quiet your mind, or you struggle with that kind of thing, like I know so many people do, this is the type of meditation that you're really supposed to be doing, because the effect is cumulative. It doesn't matter how much you suck at meditation, because building up the energy in your body actually propels the meditation the next time you do it. That's why it's called cultivation. You're actually cultivating a battery. I'm going to tell you about the exact battery, the most fundamental battery in your body that you could possibly charge. This is called the lower dantian. There are three dantians: the lower, the middle, and the upper. Okay? The lower dantian is behind your navel. So, like, you know, your navel's like on the front of your torso. And as I'm sitting, like, you know, like if here's my navel, like just like behind it a little bit, you know, between like your kidneys and your navel is the lower dantian. The middle dantian, up the same line, is in the center of your chest. It's connected to the heart. It's your energetic heart is the middle dantian. It's a transformer. The upper dantian is your third eye in the center of your brain. You know, sort of, you drew a line between your, you know, your ears and your, you know, your eyebrows and the back of your head. Like, it's in the center of your brain, your pineal gland. So that's the upper dantian. So 3 dantians. The upper dantian doesn't really store energy. It actually consumes energy the more you use it. So that's why Master Chunyi Lin says that people who like develop spiritual powers very early on, they tend to overuse the third eye. Like, they overuse their spiritual powers, their siddhis, and so they use up their body's energy very quickly, and they have to replenish it with food, so they get fat because they overuse their third eye. So you don't really have to work to build up the third eye directly. You build up the third eye by building up the other 2 dantians. So these energy centers, they're man-made. They don't really exist in the natural person. They are an energetic construct. It's it's a very natural corollary to the way that your physiology is constructed, but it does not exist by default. It's not a physical organ, and it's not even a default setting in your, you got to avoid the factory warranty a little bit to build up the lower dantian. So we're talking about the lower dantian here. The lower dantian is the foundation of the energetic body in Taoist thought, and it's no coincidence that it's at about the same location as the Manipuraka chakra in yogic thought, which is responsible for metabolism, like feeding your entire body, nourishing everything. It's where you were connected to your mother through the umbilical cord. Right? So this is an energetic center of gravity. And through this particular type of meditation, we're building up the lower dantian. This, I've heard it described as essentially a wish machine, that you are building up some virtue by cultivating your lower dantian, and this will give you power in the world. This will give you health. This will give you vitality. This will attract people to you. So specifically, if you wanted to attract members of the opposite sex in terms of people, you would cultivate the lower dantian. If you need to attract members of the same sex for, again, for any reason, relationships, for business, for circumstance, you would cultivate the middle dantian, the heart region. But the lower dantian, to me, like this feels fundamental, that you sort of need the lower dantian to cultivate either the middle or the upper either. And that to build this up, this is the wisdom energy. And to do this, it's very, very simple. So there's 3 parts to this that I'm going to give you. So one is you're just going to sit as cross-legged as you can. This could be just on the floor, Indian style, or you could get into half lotus or full lotus or siddhasana, whatever you're able to. The closer that you can get to full lotus, the better. And I used to be able to sit in full lotus, but now I just do half lotus. So you basically just put one foot on top of the other thigh, and you put the left foot underneath your perineum, and you put the right foot on top of your left thigh. That's the half lotus. Most people can do it if you work your hips a little bit. So you sit like that, spine straight, and you close your eyes, and you make the mudra like this. You create 2 circles with your hands, and you interlock them like that. And they're not touching. You try to make sure they don't touch. And then you hold that at your navel. And you bring your focus in your mind's eye down to the location I showed you behind the navel. And you visualize a soft light. And it doesn't have to be bright. For me, it started out just sort of red, almost like an infrared, warm. And you just imagine this glowing ball of soft red light in your lower dantian. Okay, so then you're focusing on the breathing as well. Like when you breathe in, like the light increases, and as you breathe in, you draw your stomach in a little bit, just very gently. It's called reverse breathing. So you draw your stomach in, and as you exhale, you can relax the stomach. You know, this is kind of the opposite of how you naturally would breathe. You're breathing into your belly. You're not doing the stress breathing that everybody does into your rib cage. You're breathing into your belly, and you're drawing the stomach in as you inhale, if that makes sense. And you visualize that light intensifying, and it doesn't have to be bright. It may get bright over time, but just a few minutes a day of visualizing that will cultivate that lower dantian energy. And if you wanted to manifest something specific, before your practice, you can state your intent to the universe unequivocally. This is what I want. You call on your master's energy, whether that's Jesus, Buddha, Lao Tzu, the Syrians of the fifth dimension, whatever. Someone you have great respect for, and you ask them to come help you with your meditation. And after you've stated that intent, you don't need to repeat that. You don't have to dwell on that. You just let it go. You just trust the universe has got it. And you just focus on breathing into the lower dantian. Okay? So, this is going to snowball in effectiveness. That light is going to get brighter and brighter. And you don't need to make it, you don't have to force it to be super bright, because this is actually going to exhaust you. You're actually going to burn a lot of energy if you try to make it too bright too soon, and you're going to have to take a nap. So that practice is actually going to strengthen your third eye, because you're using your third eye to, you're strengthening the upper dantian by using it to visualize the lower dantian. But in so doing, by and by, you are going to build up this energy. You're gonna feel it. It's gonna feel like a fire. You're essentially building a fire in your lower torso, and that's how you need to treat it. Okay, so first step is sit like I show you, do the posture. Second step, visualize your breathing. You're visualizing the soft red light in your lower dantian. And the third part, this is the magic sauce that I added on my own. After several weeks of practicing this, I didn't really feel the alchemy happening as dramatically as I would have liked. And I didn't know what the issue was. And I never actually heard Master Lin talk about this, so this is my own addition. This is my point number 3, is that we are a bioenergetic battery. We have minerals just circulating throughout our body. We are electrical beings, and this is an electrical process. The lower dantian is bioenergetic, bioelectrical, and you're concentrating it in one specific location that gives you power. But if certain things are off about your system, you're going to have a hard time storing energy there. And so you have to treat this like a battery. And the way that you cultivate a human battery is to use water correctly. And yeah, like Master Lin talks about this, but never in a way that got through to me. I'm sort of dense, but you have to quit caffeine. You have to stop doing caffeine because it depletes your yin essence, and sort of burns out your yang. So quit caffeine and drink warm water, specifically yin yang water. So this is water that you've filtered, obviously, and then you boil some, and then you have some that's room temperature, and you mix them half and half, yin and yang. So positive and negative. This is partially symbolic, but actually viscerally true. The yin yang water is the alchemical combination of yin and yang that creates the Shen, the spirit. So here's how I do it. Boil half the water is room temperature, all of it's filtered, add a little bit of sea salt. Not iodized salt, sea salt. Enough that it tastes a little bit salty. That is how you make a battery. You drink it while it's still very warm. I drink so much of it that I sweat throughout the day. I sweat on my pillow, I sweat on my sheets. I'm constantly drinking this warm, slightly salinated water. And this made the difference in the lower Dantian meditation, because all of a sudden I felt the bioelectric charge. It buried itself in my lower Dantian, and that's when the effects were cumulative. That's when it started to snowball, is when I respected the bioelectric battery, and I stopped taking cold beverages. I stopped doing caffeine. Everything that I put in my body is always slightly warmer than room temperature if I can help it. And that warmth with the salt, and especially like proper hydration, made it so that this cultivation just skyrocketed for me. If you want to take it to the next level, you get methylene blue, and you put a couple dropperfuls in one of your glasses of water. This replaced the caffeine. This is better than caffeine because this accelerates your electron transport chain, your mitochondrial function. So if you have any kind of mitochondrial dysfunction, which most people do, the methylene blue is going to help with that. It's just a blue dye, literally, and it's a anti-malarial, actually, that's over 100 years old. They use this to treat malaria, and it actually boosts brain function by a lot. Like, be careful with this because you're gonna feel it, and you don't take it if you're on SSRIs or anything. By the way, this is for your information, entertainment only. But talk to your doctor, ask them if you can take the methylene blue. But this stuff is super cool. This gives you the energy without the crash, because this is bypassing dysfunctional areas of your electron transport chain. It gets into your cells and it makes that electricity. It increases the conductivity, and you're gonna feel that, especially in meditation. So this meditation does not manifest overnight. You'll feel the methylene blue immediately. You'll probably feel the salinated water immediately. If you've never done that before, you feel the effects immediately. But the effects of this are slow, cumulative, and they become very dramatic within maybe 30 to 60 days. You will notice a shift in yourself. You will notice a shift in the people around you, and you will notice a shift in the level of opportunity that comes into your life. And your relationship to the universe and what you're allowed to ask for starts to increase dramatically once you've cultivated the lower dantian. All right, so that's what I got for you today. If this was helpful for you, I would really appreciate you like this video and subscribe to the Destiny Hackers Collective. If you want to get involved with some super awesome masterminding manifestors, then you should grab the dollar trial to the Destiny engine, and you can use this platform to totally rewrite your subconscious beliefs on a core level using never before seen technology that leverages AI to create a custom binaural experience in your own voice, and start bringing those things into your life, making, no request is too large for Destiny Engine. And at some point I'm going to do a video showing like what I've requested between Libersonis and Destiny Engine and what's actually come into my life, because it's staggering. So grab that while it's still only $1, because our costs are going up, and I want you to get locked in while you still can. And that's what I got. So I will see you in the next one. Thank you.